Alright, what is going on, guys? Crypto Mac here, bringing you guys another crypto video. Today we're going to take a look at Chainlink, which, as we can see, has been performing pretty poorly over the past few weeks, ever since this top up here, this local top, started in November. So basically about a month. It's been this general downtrend and has gone quite low, went as low as $15 from this week here, and currently trading at $20. So before I get into it, just want to say this is not financial advice, so please do your own research. So yeah, looking at Chainlink, straight away we look at this big ascending triangle that we're in. Obviously we broke out of this and it acted as resistance, which is really bearish. And Chainlink's just ever since been coming down. There was just this little symmetrical triangle, which we also just broke down because of Bitcoin's big dump, and the most of the market had a dump. So look, all in all, looking at like technical analysis perspective, Link doesn't look that good right now. I'm still very bullish on this coin personally. I think the fundamentals are really good, and this coin has so much potential, but with Bitcoin just heading down, Chainlink definitely tends to do what Bitcoin does, but in like greater percentages, which works both ways. You know, Bitcoin goes down 10%, we could see Chainlink go down 15%. And then when Bitcoin pumps 10%, well, Chainlink could pump 15% as well. And what I mean by that, well, if we look at this high up here, which was on 10th of November, to this wick down here, was 60% moved down. 60% moved down from the 10th of November. And if we look at Bitcoin, the 10th of November was right here. So it was when Bitcoin all-time high, right here. Bitcoin's only down 39%, which is still significant, but it's not 60% like Chainlink, which is what I'm getting at when I say that. And this also works in the other way when Bitcoin and Chainlink moves up. So I think this triangle is basically done. I can't see us getting back into it. I mean, unless Chainlink decides to go on a massive move like this and rip straight through the triangle and break out and then chase down $57. Seems very unlikely unless Bitcoin pumps to 70k, you know, by the end of the year, because this is going to end by the end of the year, basically 8th of Jan. So I think this is unlikely to play out extremely, but what could play out for Link? Well, we can also see we're in this ascending wedge, which is a bearish pattern, so somewhat makes sense if we broke out to the downside. I don't really care about that too much. But what I do care about is the RSI. So I'm on the daily right now, and if we look at the daily, actually I'll do the weekly first and then get back to the daily. So we look at the weekly RSI, which is pretty important. The last time we were at this level currently is we're currently at 42 roughly, and the last time we were at this level was right here, this point right here, right? Which, for those who are in the crypto space this time, know that this was a bad time. Bitcoin had just absolutely dumped. The entire market dumped. The total market cap of crypto had a massive crash. This was a 75% decrease in price for Chainlink. 75%. And we're currently at that same point. So, well, what happened when this did happen? We saw a 75% decrease. What happened? Chainlink pumped 160% to this height and then saw a big correction. But if you take it to the all height, the next local top was 177% move from what we saw here. So if this is to play out again, well, we could see basically an exact same move and get us back around this range of mid $35. And this didn't happen super quick. It happened over 50 days, so nearly 2 months, which isn't, I mean, 160% in 2 months is very good, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying we're not going to see, it's unlikely we see Chainlink just go absolutely parabolic. But we could see a general uptrend start to form. I mean, if you look at on the weekly, 3 red candles in a row, or maybe we see 3 green candles in a row and trend up to $30 again or $40. And then the other thing to look at is the daily, which if we look at the daily, the RSI held at $30 coming off of that 75% correction I said when the whole market had a dump. Right here, 75%. The RSI held 30. Right now we're below 30. We went as low as 24, 25, and we're currently about $28 on the RSI. So we're lower than we were right here. And this is only off this 60% correction as opposed to this 75% correction. So right now, we're very low on the RSI. We theoretically can't go much lower. And historically, when we're at this level, well, we saw big moves right here, 168% when we were down at this level. The last time before then, we also held it, was at this point here, which had a steady movement sideways, and then we went absolute parabolic, right? Coming off that, but for this one here, we did move sideways for quite a bit, which we could see again and again. I mean, we did see a 100% move within 2 months again. So this was a 100% move in 2 months, which is still pretty good. As I said, 100% in 2 months, pretty good. So I know I'm looking at the optimistic factors and elements right now, but you know, I could be talking about the fact that we broke out of this bullish pattern to the downside, which is not good, and all that. But I feel like it's so dependent on Bitcoin. If we look at Bitcoin, we can see, well, we're at $51,000. If we do go lower, then that's going to be really bad for Link. And this line here, which I went in more in depth in my last 2 videos on Sand and Casper, if you want to watch that, you can see I went more in depth on this line. But we're currently holding this line, which indicates the bull market cycle might not be finished. And also indicates that if this little sort of M movement were to play out again, it would put an all-time high at 140,000, which I would say is quite optimistic. I know, and again, I don't want to be too deterministic and say this is guaranteed to happen, but if this were to play out, we would have an all-time high up here at 140,000. The bull market cycle would end in about late March. If we do, we're currently holding the line, but if we break through and break through this line, well, then maybe the cycle is done. And that would mean Chainlink's probably going to go lower. And so would the entire market go lower. I don't think that'll play out. I think the cycle is going to lengthen, go even longer. And I think we'll break all-time highs. Well, for the bull market cycle to lengthen, we have to break all-time highs. Otherwise, that $68,000 was the all-time high for this cycle. So as for Link, I think we could see, the other thing to look at is we could see a bit of a head and shoulders starting to form. So we have a shoulder there, and this could be the head. And this line might hold some strong resistance. This line here. And we could see, could even get shot on the weekly. We could see a move like this with a shoulder, maybe a head here, and then another shoulder, and this would be our neckline, and we could trend higher from there. Should that play out? And so this could be the bottom. And if, when we look at the RSI, we know it's super low, so this could be the bottom before we start to go higher, and then this would be to get us back to this line. Remember, this is an 80% move, therefore we might see this correction happen again for about 30-40%. So we go higher, see a 30-40% correction, form the second shoulder. The inverse head and shoulders is complete, and we trend higher. It's just one of the possibilities that could play out for Link. I'm not saying it's guaranteed at all, but it is something I'm looking at. So I might leave the video there. Let me know what you think Link would do. Please like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you later, guys. Enjoy.